Welcome to the Town Files, where a brother interviews a brother. I am Angus, and today I'm interviewing Lachlan. Lachlan, how you going?
Good, mate. Good. Glad to be here. Glad to give the listeners a real treat.
Right, so this
is also, just a bit weird being on the other side of this. Usually on hosting duties.
That's right. So, yeah, this is where we just ask a few questions and get to know each brother. So, Lachlan, who are you and what are you about right now?
I'm the oldest brother. I would say, the driving force behind Talk of the Town. Very much quite a creative, a sport lover, a supply teacher at other times, and a data analyst at others. But yeah, certainly have my fingers in a few pies. And I'm a dad.
You are
and a husband.
There's that too. That's a
they
small
probably should
fact.
have led with that.
No, you've definitely taken this whole podcast under your wing, and you are a driving force. Today, you are building a website.
Yes, I was, for something coming pretty soon that's pretty exciting. So
add that to your resume.
Stay tuned.
Add that to your
add
resume.
web developer to my list.
How do you think the other two brothers would describe you? That being Harry and Angus. Because you're Lachlan. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Stubborn. Fun.
Yep.
Leader.
Yep.
I think is how I would do it.
Yep. And I would say you've sort of gotten into your creative work recently too. Creatively geared. Right. One food for the rest of your life. What are you choosing?
Pizza.
What pizza?
Pepperoni.
Such a boring life.
I just love... mate, I could eat pizza every meal. I love it. We have pizza every Friday night at home. It's pizza night. I just love it. I think it's perfect food.
Right. What's your earliest sports memory?
2003 Rugby World Cup. It was in Australia. I can remember watching a whole heap of that World Cup. Dad was still working in town at Iama Landmark, whatever.
West Farmers, Nutrien.
And the World Cup semi-final was on. We beat New Zealand, but Dad brought a projector home from work, and we set the projector up in the lounge room and watched the game. And it was massive, like we won. And then I remember a week after that, we obviously played England, and the girls, our sisters, had a dance recital on the night of the World Cup final, and Dad really badly didn't want to go because he wanted to watch the World Cup final, but he did the right thing and we went. And then I remember finding out that we lost, and it was heartbreaking. That would be my earliest sporting memory.
And you
back when the Wallabies were good.
Back when the Bears were bad. And you would have been 5.
5, yeah, I was 5.
Yep.
Yep.
No, that's good. What sporting moment means the most to you? Plenty of moments out there.
There's 2 that immediately come to mind. The Lions winning their first flag I count as being truly ours in 2024. Having supported them the whole way through, I don't really remember 2001, 2 and 3. I remember when we lost in 2004, but seeing the evolution of this team and living through it and going to so many games, to then see them climb the mountain and get it done was something I'll truly never forget, and something you really appreciate when you've supported someone who's bad. The other one, first test, 2006-7 Ashes series, 6-7. Dad got bought tickets for all 5 days, and we went to every day of it. And that was it. You know, we were coming off the back of 2005. Such a core, amazing memory to have with your old man, going to that for 5 days, staying at our grandparents in Brisbane, and just like to see the names that were playing. Like you roll through that team, like I can Langer, Hayden, Ponting, Martin, Hussey, Clark,
Simmons,
Gilchrist. No, he didn't play.
Oh,
Warren,
I'm talking series.
Lee, Clark, McGrath. McGrath takes 6 for Ponting, makes 190. Langer 100 second innings. We win by 370 runs.
Oh, you forgot Harmison.
Oh, the Harmison Wide saw that live in the flesh. So I think that I can't split the 2 of them. One's like a really personal, like me memory, and the other one's like a core family memory. I can't split them.
Yeah. And I remember Dad saying, like he said it in recent years, that he didn't know how you'd go, taking you to a full 5-day test. He's like, I don't know how. I mean, you would have been 8 at the time.
Previously, we'd only been to like 2 days or the first day.
Yeah.
And this was the first time my dad was like, okay, I'm going to take my 8-year-old son to the whole 5 days.
And he's like, I don't know if he's going to be restless or something, but apparently you're just glued to the seat.
I did, mate. Yeah, I was glued to it. I also remember around that test match, I remember saying to Dad, driving to him from the train station, like, Flintoff's going to get out for a duck. He's going to get out for a duck. And he did. And I just remember turning to Dad and just going, I told you. I told you. So, yeah, that's a pretty special one. I think that's going to be hard. That's hard to top.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
what sport were you best at growing up? Handball, mate. Dominating the courts of DCC.
It's so hard because you look back in reflection and you go, I didn't work overly hard at either. Cricket was sort of drummed into me from a young age, but I never truly believed in myself. Whereas from when I started playing footy from halfway through high school, it sort of came to me a bit more naturally and you could sort of embrace it a bit more and it had less of an individual nature to it. I'd probably say cricket, but only just.
Yeah.
Footy was pretty up there for me.
Would you say you were more talented AFL-wise when you first started?
Yes.
But it was just, you'd obviously
cricket, I just had so many reps in.
Yeah.
But I never really worked too hard, which is obviously why I never became a professional athlete.
You work with them, though?
Like many other kids.
That's right. If you could attend any sporting event in history, what would it be?
I think it's the Masters.
Yeah.
I think, and obviously it's coming up. I just think that I love traditions and I love historic traditions that don't ever change.
Yeah.
And I think what the Masters does a really good job of is acknowledging what's come before and embracing what's happening right now.
Yep.
And, you know, growing up watching it on TV, Dad used to call it the golf in the gardens. He still does.
Yep.
But it's such a beautiful, intricate course. It's so well kept. There's so much exclusivity about it, and there's so much history about it. It's like, for someone like me, I love sports history.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just so much like things you can deep dive into. Like, I love that there was a time in 2007 where a patron got a ticket to a practice round and rocked up with his golf clubs thinking that he was going to play. I think that's one. And then there's other ones. I'd say if I could give an honourable mention, I'd probably say an Ashes Test match at Lords and going to a World Cup in the flesh, a FIFA World Cup in the flesh.
Yep.
That's probably the other one, just because football's such a global sport. And I just think it's a massive spectacle. So I'd probably say them.
Yep. If you could go back to any sporting event and sit in this bum on seat in stadium, what would it be?
This is going to be really rogue, and people listening are going to know if I get the year wrong, I'm sorry. There's a marathon in the history of the Olympics. I think it's either the first one or it's where this thing was a joke. The Olympics was in St. Louis, and like to the point where a guy was like, this is before all modern medicine, and a guy was literally drunk. He was poisoned with rat poison to try and make him go further. There was a guy that won the race that passed out during the race to only rock up to what he thought was winning the race, but another guy had hitchhiked across the course and then fallen across the line first. There's a heap of YouTube videos about it. It might be the first marathon. There's another guy that was coming from South America that caught a boat up from South America and he got to either Vegas or Atlantic City, and all of the money he had raised getting himself to the Olympics, he wasted on gambling, so he didn't even get to the starting line. Google it up. Google it if you're someone that's wants to learn about it. I would just love to have been there. I didn't even know about that. No, it's crazy. Go and check it out. But I would love to just be there as a fly on the wall watching this thing happen.
Just chaos unfold.
Just going, what on earth? And apparently it was like 110 degrees Fahrenheit.
Imagine being
That's how hot it was. And all these people, like, there's no electrolytes. There's a guy running who rocked up to the starting lineup wearing jeans. So, like...
Imagine being an event organizer there.
Mate, but apparently it was just an absolute farce. So anyone that is interested in that, go and check that out, because it would have been the most wild sporting event ever. Like, a guy was literally rat poisoned by his sports doctor to try and get him to finish. And there was another. They gave him something else as well.
That's hilarious.
He was basically like nearly dead.
Because we're in such elite sports and sports medicine, and then you've got old Joe rocking up from mowing his lawn in his New Balances and jeans,
mate. Like
an old mate who's just having a punt.
Yeah, it was in St. Louis, and apparently the terrain of the course was horrible. like really bad. I don't even think everyone started. Like, I don't think everyone who started finished. I think there was a heap of people. Like, I think a guy got lost. A guy got chased by a pack of dogs, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, jeez, this is rogue.
Mate, go and check it out. I think it's either the first or second marathon ever in the history of the Olympics. So that's where I'd go back to, purely just to be able to see it and go, what is going on?
Just watching pure chaos unfold. Imagine watching that from like a chopper above, or just being like, what is doing here?
And my
watching a pack of dogs chase down something.
Yeah, my memory of it is a bit hazy, but there's so much stuff that happened. It's crazy. Like, there's heaps of YouTube videos on it that I'd recommend people check out.
Early 80s, or when was this?
No, this was like early 1900s.
Oh, right.
Like, so really, the first or second one. No, that's what happened in the 80s.
Okay, I was like, when was
no,
this?
No, it's like early 1900s.
Yep. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received. Grandpa used to always say, "Quit while you're ahead," which I definitely resonate
Used in
with.
a funny sense, though.
I like the
great one for when you got children.
Yeah. I like any advice I've received that's been about don't look outward if something hasn't gone your way, but look inward. So don't sit there and blame people if you deep down haven't actually done the work. But if you've done the work and you've put everything in, and you can sit back and go, I've worked as hard as I possibly can and it still didn't work out for me. It's more of a reflection on what you can do, not what other people didn't do that didn't allow you to achieve something.
Don't look back in anger.
Yes, don't look back in anger.
Say. I actually heard a cracker today, and I've already said one in the thing, but I thought of it again. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from.
Yeah, I love that as well. The other one I love is the truth to someone who's not ready to hear it yet can be taken as a weapon.
Yep. And
that's another thing of be careful whose advice you take on.
Yeah.
And make sure it's from someone that you actually value, because there's nothing worse than taking bad advice that isn't going to actually help you.
Yeah.
So it's always like, take advice with a grain of salt, but also like, if someone who you truly trust is giving you advice, take it, sit on it, stew on it, and don't react to it. I think that's the other thing, is like, don't outwardly react, like digest things first and respond, don't react. Let's say that. Respond, don't react.
That's a good one. Because, there's definitely some people that give you advice and you're like...
You'll never get hate from someone doing better than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another one.
Yep. No, that's a really good call. Who's had the biggest influence on you?
I'm actually going to say my son. And I know he's only 11 months old, but it goes back to when we first found out that Celia was pregnant. Through so much of my early 20s, kind of like just flew by the seat of my pants. Like, I didn't really, not that I didn't really have a direction of what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have a conviction of anywhere I wanted to go. And I think from getting married and then staring down the barrel of, okay, it's a really very real possibility that within 12 months you're going to be a dad, it gave me a real kick up the pants to transform myself into the person that I always wanted to be. And that started with me and Celia went to America in 2018. I gained about 15 kilos and never lost it. And so a big part of it became like, I want to model the best possible behavior as a dad for Hugo. And then I remember going, right, start of 2024, I'm going to have 6 months where I'm going to have a lot of fun with bucks parties and weddings. And then as soon as I get back from my honeymoon in July, I'm going to totally like lock in and get this done, because I had a timeline where it was like, Hugo's coming in May. I need to be in a better position now than I am then. And you obviously, over the period of learning that and compounding that, and you learn so many habits and behaviors, and you get in the gym and you eat better, you feel better, and you show up better for yourself, it gains so much more confidence, which then meant I walked into being a dad loving myself so much more, and in a way I always wanted to, but never really put the work in and went, I need to undo all of this terrible habits, and I need to get back to being in the best shape of my life, which now in April of 2026, I sit at about 87 kilos and probably the lightest I've ever been since high school. But without Hugo and without becoming a parent, without having that drive of I want to model the best possible behaviour, that was the kick up the arse I needed. That was the urgency I needed. And
a bit of a time frame.
Yeah, and him having that urgency to be the best possible version of myself for him and for Celia, obviously, as well. But that had a far bigger influence on me than I ever thought it would.
Yep. And that sort of ties into the next one. What's one thing or a few things you're trying to improve right now?
Obviously, like physically and health wise, I've been really driven to try and get myself in a really good spot. So I've focused a lot on my sleep. Anyone that knows me knows I focused a lot on my sleep. Obviously, also being a new parent, I've significantly cut back on alcohol, and I found some non-alcoholic options that I really like that we've definitely shared with, and we've shared with our old man because he also, due to medical reasons, he doesn't drink either, and that's a health thing as well. I mean, this podcast has been a big thing. Like I think I've always told myself that I think I've had quite negative self-talk for a lot of my life where I've doubted that I can do a lot of things. And now having been over this journey the last little bit, I've just got this like burning desire to like create the type of content that I would want to consume. And through the podcast, through Red, White and Rue, and through a heap of other stuff that we've got in the pipeline that we're looking at, I just have this like ball of excitement of like, there's so many things I want to do. And like, and it kind of just feels like there's not enough time to do all these things, and that's within the restrictions of also being a parent, which has its own challenges. But I'd say health and podcast are the two things I'm probably putting as a lot of time into achieving. Yep.
Now, who is your favourite artist and why?
It's Oasis.
Yep.
I first heard Oasis in the movie Goal, about, it's a South American footballer, gets scouted, plays for Newcastle United, then second movie goes to Real Madrid. We don't talk about the third movie. It's terrible. But throughout that was early 2000s, and throughout that first movie, obviously like mid-2000s, Oasis still massive, so their music was littered through, and it's also obviously littered the whole way through English culture. And I think the music they make is so big, like it's so unique, it's their own sound, it's passionate, it's loud, it's like you've got Noel's beautiful vocals with Liam's range, and they just give this perfect yin and yang, and I think they put a really nice stamp on especially English football culture, and they just create great music. I was actually saying to Celia in the car yesterday that we grew up listening to Dire Straits. I think Hugo's going to grow up listening to Oasis.
Yep. What's your all-time favourite song?
It's Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
I heard you say.
This is going to be a very Oasis heavy section. So
well, the next one.
If you're an Oasis fan, you'll love what I'm about to say. I think Don't Look Back in Anger is one of those songs that it gets better as the years go by since it's released. It's just such not only is it a great sounding song, but it also, I think, has such a good message of like, don't look back in anger. Like if things don't go your way, or you didn't necessarily like how things went, like don't look back in anger, because there's always something you can take from it. For a long time, I don't know what my favourite song would have been. Maybe Walk of Life by Dire Straits. But I can confidently say now it's Don't Look Back in Anger.
Yep. Best concert you've been to?
Had the privilege of seeing Oasis in Sydney. I was
going to say, I could answer this one for you.
Had the privilege of seeing Oasis in Sydney last year with my wife. We booked tickets September 2024. I remember I was relief teaching out here in Dalby, and I had a class on the Oval at the time, and Celia was back in Brisbane getting tickets. And I was just like, don't miss this. I can't miss this. Because me and another mate who also loves Oasis, shout out Michael Morrow, we've always both said that if they reunite, we're both are going to go. And he had tickets to go to the UK, and he actually ended up also having tickets to go to see them in Sydney. So we actually caught up with each other after the concert. And just the whole experience, like I've heard about it when we went down to Sydney. From the moment we landed to the moment we left, there was Oasis shirts everywhere. It took over the city, and the only other time I've heard anyone else say something similar is when Taylor Swift has performed, where it just like Taylor mania.
Well, Taylor was my favourite concert.
Takes over. It just takes over the city, and like the whole thing is like everyone's wearing Oasis merch, and it's you know, it's in pubs, you're on the train, you're walking, everyone's got their Oasis stuff on, and you then get on the train to go to Olympic Park, and it's just a sing-along, like blokes banging on the table, playing music out loud, everyone's having beers on the train. Like, it was just like laws just kind of went out the window.
Yeah.
And then the concert itself, like 2.5 hours of no fluff. Like, they just had a big Oasis thing, like big Oasis stage, and they just rocked for 2.5 hours, and every single song was an absolute banger. And then in the encore, they sung Don't Look Back in Anger. And Noel even made the point, he goes, I don't even think I need to sing the words. Because he would just, when they go to the chorus, he would just step away, and the whole crowd would sing. And I've got, like, I'll be in the gym doing a workout, and I'll go back on my phone and watch my recordings from that night. And I've even found, like, some of the recordings from that night, because it will just stick with me forever. And Celia and I both left going, that was the most amazing experience. But if they ever come to Australia again, I don't think there's an amount of money that'll stop me.
No.
It was unbelievable. Like, and anyone that didn't go that is kicking themselves, if they go again, you have to go. It was honestly amazing. Like, 10 out of 10.
Yep. Unreal. Right, moving on to brothers.
Yep.
Which brother is the most competitive?
Harry.
Yep.
You and I don't have the same anger.
Yes.
It can come out of us, but Harry, as a little kid, was an angry little man. But
Yep.
he used to beat you up.
One time,
And he was younger than you.
at Cormac Wainwright's place, we were playing backyard cricket. I got Harry out. He looked to the closest thing to him. Leaning up on the fence was a pitchfork. He picked up the pitchfork and chased me around their house with the pitchfork. And Jeremy, Cormac's dad, is going, Harry, just stop. It's all good. And Harry's just, mate, tomato face, just seeing red.
And it was the gritting of the teeth.
Yeah.
And I think that, having seen him play sport as well, he just gets this, like, he the type of kid that would go, the thing that's stopping me and my team winning is that the other people don't know how to wicket keep, and they're letting too many buys through. So he'd go, give me the gloves. And he just had this, like, anger streak where it was kind of like just so much more competitive than.
Yep.
And I don't know why or how.
But not had a competitive streak. Still has it.
Yeah, it's
we
still
play
there.
LMS in Toowoomba, and, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's just a bit of a laugh. We've all played rep cricket, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's funny. No.
Nah.
Harry blows up,
Yeah.
and he's blowing steam, and he's just kicking grass as we're walking off, and in the car blowing up. The whole week he's just blowing up.
Yeah, on the group chats going,
Yeah.
I reckon we should do this. I reckon we should do
It's
that.
like, Harry, mate,
Yeah.
you know, you've got to lower your expectations, but I just don't think you can take that out of him.
There's a big sliding doors moment for me where I know you guys played footy when I was getting towards the end of being at home. I think Harry would have made a terrific footballer.
Well, we were just talking about it, and we wish you were a few years younger,
Yeah.
so that
You got
by the
more of a
time
run.
you left
It
school,
was a bit more embedded in your lives. Yeah.
if you left school and we're under 12s, under 14s,
yeah.
we would have kept playing AFL.
Yeah.
And Harry and I both, like, we wish we played AFL
Yeah.
growing up.
Yeah.
And
mate.
I want to play AFL before I end up getting married and having kids, because I just want that experience of playing footy.
Mate, it's fantastic. I couldn't recommend it anymore, and, like, just the memories you have.
Oh.
But I remember watching Harry play under 6s when I would have been under 16s, and he was just so much better than everyone else out there. And not only did he have the talent skills as a little kid, but he just that angry competitive nature.
So competitive.
He's so rare.
Yeah.
And I used to say to mum and dad all the time, like, don't flog it out of him, because that only does things that are good things for people if they want to keep playing sport as they get older.
Yeah. No, I'll
Because you
definitely...
can't teach it.
No, that's
You either
right.
have it or you
Yes.
don't.
Yep.
Like, everyone wants to win, but how badly do you want to win?
Yeah.
Are you going to chase your brother around with a pitchfork?
Exactly. But no, I'll definitely reckon I'll play AFL before
Yeah.
I play cricket again. It also doesn't take up
Less
your whole
time.
weekend.
That's what I loved about it.
Oh, mate. I'm sick of cricket taking up your whole weekend. It's just
It's
something
okay
I
when you're
didn't
getting
like.
paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, in my sense with work, but if it wasn't that,
Yeah.
no.
Which brother would make the best professional athlete and why?
I think Harry. We've kind of just answered it. Just the competitive nature.
Yep.
I think also when Harry has something that he really wants to do and he wants to really put his mind towards it,
Yeah.
he has a really good work ethic. But if he doesn't see value in it, he's not going to
Yeah.
pursue it. And that's most kids, to be
Yep.
fair. But
Yep.
I think I'm not going to go into any more depth because I just addressed it. But I just think that he has the traits.
He's just.
If
I
he
think
wanted
he's got
to
the.
put his mind.
I think he's got the ability to just like hyper fixate on something.
Yeah.
Competitive, and then he can hyper
Yeah,
fixate.
kind of got a really nice mix of traits.
Yeah. what's something listeners should know about one of the other brothers? Now, I did one for both of you two.
Harry used to film himself on the iMovie photo booth, and there's so many videos we have of Harry. Like, he would have been like 4 or 5, like literally filming himself. Like, I hit a big 6 in Australia catching it.
He would Harry was an original vlogger before vlogging was a thing. Hey guys, he would literally talk about his day to the computer.
Yeah,
he was.
And there's so many one-liners that we have from that. I'm trying to think for you.
Australia catching it.
He hit a big 6 with Australia catching it.
Archie and Michael everything.
I think for you, I remember you as a kid being very sassy.
Yeah.
What did you say to that? It was like, don't speak to me like that, Yady.
No. I was like 4 in a shop and with Sarah, Mum and Ellen, and this lady called me cute. And I went, don't call me cute, Yady.
I remember, was it you or Harry that used to call a tractor like a spack spa or something?
I think that might have been Harry.
Spack spa bin, I remember, like tractor
I was
bin.
Sartago Dolby.
Sartago Abbey.
Sartago Abbey. Which is Saturday
I also remember
Dolby.
you, like me and Harry look very similar. We look similar, but not as much as Harry and I.
Yep.
I remember you when you were younger, you actually used to wear this little like Bob the Builder dressing gown, but you had a bit of a bigger caboose on you than the rest of you. So Mum used to do it up so tight, but it would be like around your waist. So you'd have this like beautiful rump, and Dad used to call you Little Lord Fauntleroy. Because you had this meaty rump. But obviously, like Harry and I were always very sports mad, and then you were very tractor farm focused, which has played out in our lives.
Yeah.
I think the vlogging and you being quite sassy are two that I definitely are call outs to what I remember.
Yeah. Right. Rapid fire segment. Favourite team?
Brisbane Lions.
Yep. GOAT athlete?
Lightning McQueen.
I
just don't think as many others won 4 Piston Cups.
You can't get more.
No, that's
that's fair.
No, look,
And Doc Hudson close second.
No, I think
Doc's got a bit of
Strip Weathers comes to mind, but he was more of a racer. Like Doc gave back and became a coach, and obviously brought Lightning through. So I think I'd probably have to go Lightning, Doc, Strip Weathers as my 3. And then if you want to go, I don't know who you'd put. Maybe I don't know who your number 4 is. Maybe the Mount Rushmore in cars only has 3 cars on it. But if I was to give an actual answer, I think
Dinoco.
Well, maybe he's the 4th.
I think he's the 4th.
Or Daryl Cartrip. I think though, if I'm thinking in terms of, it's a very loosely thrown around debate.
Yeah.
But I actually think that from a wider point of view, and for how much this guy dominated his sport for such a long period of time, I actually think Roger Federer.
Yep.
Not many changed the game of tennis like he did. Like you forget that like he played for such a long time, but he also was doing it up against Leighton Hewitt and Andre Agassi and these guys the whole way to where he's then still at his age taking on a young Novak. Yep. And Novak has
doing
the age.
The damn thing
him
Nadal.
and the Rafa Nadal and Federer. My favourite game Federer ever played, match he ever played.
Against Nadal?
Nadal 2017 Australian Open. It was like a throwback. It was like a two old boys like going at each other for like one final time. Like you know how like there's the WWE like SmackDown thing of it. It's like The Rock and The Rock and John Cena. Yeah, it was like that. Like one last. It was kind of like one last showdown for old time's sake. Yeah. And I think you could also go Nadal, but I think that Federer just had this like swagger, smooth. Mm-hmm. Like he just looked a little bit effortless this time, whereas like Nadal was crafty.
Nadal was a lot
of effort. Did enjoy him though, pulling the wedgie out. But I think Federer is would be, to not give a generic answer. Like you can sit here and go, oh, Michael Jordan, oh, LeBron James, oh.
Well, mine was Tiger.
Tiger. He's a great one. You know, Michael Phelps. That's a given. But to someone who I've always really admired is definitely Roger.
Yep. Dream sporting event.
I know I said the Masters earlier is like one I'd love to go to. I would love to follow the Tour de France.
Yeah.
I'd love to go. It's 3 weeks around France, follow around. And I know Dad's always spoken about that being
some
something
of the great locations.
Yeah, just beautiful locations, beautiful scenery. They're ones where like you can see a lot of country, you can do a lot of things.
It's also the only time people who aren't into cycling are like, oh, who's winning the Tour de France at the moment?
Who's wearing the yellow jersey?
Yeah, who's wearing the yellow jersey?
You know, and growing up, Dad loved the Tour.
Who's going to dominate through the hills?
Yeah, who's going to get the polka dot jersey?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where like growing up, Dad absolutely loved
the
Tour. So the Tour was always on.
Yeah.
To the point where like
we grew up with SBS in that.
Yeah,
June
with Mike
period,
Tomalaris and Phil Liggett.
Yeah. Jeez, that's elite
knowledge.
When is the Tour de France?
It's
June.
like July.
Yeah.
But it's even like, the names like the Schleck brothers, Alberto Contador, Cadell Evans, the Banana, Mark Cavendish, Lance Armstrong.
We don't talk about him. He robbed our boy, Cadell.
Who's the guy that used to cycle with Lance? Floyd Landis. He got done for cheating. I mean, they all got done for cheating.
Yeah, I mean, they're all.
But I mean, another great sporting memory on the Tour de France is like I remember sitting up watching the Tour de France when Cadell won.
Yep.
Me, Ellen, and Dad sat up and watched it, and that's like something that's like a big historic Australian moment. If I could,
and Adam Scott were around the same year.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
Was it the same year?
No, 2011 was Cadell, or maybe it was 2010.
2013
was Scott. That was also epic. One that. I'm gonna rather than going like one I'd love to go to. I'm gonna go one I'd love to go back in time to.
Yep.
1983 when Australia won the America's Cup, mate.
That was mine.
If you haven't watched the Netflix doco or the ABC Australian story on when we beat, just the storylines and the mind games from all of it. And I've read John Bertrand's book, who's the skipper. I actually did a presentation in grade 10 on Australia 2. I've seen the wing keel in person.
Yeah.
In Perth.
Yeah.
Just a great story. A typical underdog story. They'd never lost it. They had never lost it. And then...
And one thing I found out from that Hollow Sport episode I listened to, because I had him on, is the winning team can change the rules.
Yes,
so they would just literally rig it so much. So heavily. And then the Aussies came in and, mate... The things I would do to be on that boat when they're floating into the harbour, down under blaring.
Mate, through the speakers that they bought.
Yep. Yeah. And imagine just the suits of America, like high-end New York yacht club sort
like
of
fancy
stuff.
of the fancy.
Yep.
Like
top tier. And you've got these blokes rolling in with footy shorts, down under blaring.
Hair out the chest in a singlet.
Mate.
Stashes.
That is so passionate.
The one there's so many stories from it. My favourite is from the morning of the last race.
Yep.
And they obviously have these camps where they're staying and they're pretty close to each other. And the Americans, again, they're doing a stretching routine before they're going to go and get ready to go to the boat race. And the Aussie boys are going, right, we're going to go for a run together in the morning. And they see the American boys doing their stretching, doing their routine, and it's just off their line of path, and they go, boys, let's run through them. And they turn and they just run straight through them, and the Americans get out of the way, and they just go, we're on here, boys.
Yeah.
But even like the whole thing of like the wing keel, they didn't show the wing keel.
Exactly.
And old mate Ben Lexon, the architect, left some of those fakes on the printer, and they're like making adjustments to their boat, and just the mind games of it. But the thing I love the most about it that's so Australian is obviously when you win the America's Cup, you then have the right to host 4 years later. We host at Royal Perth Yacht Club in WA. But I just love how we put all of this investment for 15 years before it to get to that point in winning in 83. That then 87 rolls around and it was kind of like, been there, done that. Yeah. And just knowing, like, people went out and they
we've
cared
done
for
the
it.
damn thing.
But it was like, we've done it. We broke your streak. Yeah, come back and win your cup.
Yeah.
You no longer have the longest streak.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, just... Go and watch the documentaries. There's a good Untold one, and there's a really good Australian story one, because it is an incredible Australian sports story. I actually think it might be the best Australian sports story.
No, I agree.
Time.
And there's just something so pure about beating the Americans. And, mate,
those
if I
smug
could go
Americans.
back and just like a bunch of Aussies, it's just such an underdog story
Oh.
where we break their massive record.
Yeah.
And
But
can you imagine some of the side mouthing from some of the Americans that would have been happening?
Mate. And like dirty
and-
tactics.
Some schooners would have been sunk
Oh.
and not of the boat variety.
No. But like even the way that you qualify for the back, it's a lot different now. But
Yeah.
back then, the way you qualified for it is you had to actually qualify through a Challenger series, where you then had to knock all these boats out to then be the boat that challenges the champion. And just a great story. Like just honestly, I think that sums up Australia
Yep.
and who we are as a nation and who we are as a sporting nation.
Yep.
The best.
Oh,
Like we punch above our weight.
so
The sky
much.
is the limit, and
Yep.
it's kind of like it's not we can't do that. It's why can't we go win the America's Cup?
Yeah.
What's all these other blokes been doing? So yeah,
Phenomenal.
I'd personally say that.
I'm so passionate right now. One movie or show that you can only watch until you die.
I think it's got to be the US Office.
That was also mine.
Like, and if since you said it, I'm gonna go another one.
The Office is so good because you can just go to any episode and watch it.
Yeah, and it's so relatable because we all have jobs, and you can also relate it a little bit to school if you're a student.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Another one, I'd probably have to say Breaking Bad.
Yep.
Breaking Bad's probably my next one, and if I could do a number 3, I'd probably say Ted Lasso.
Yep.
I think Breaking Bad is what I regard as the best show of all time. If you haven't watched it, go watch Breaking Bad, El Camino, and Better Call Saul. It is truly amazing television. But Ted Lasso, just the messages it preaches, it's so wholesome, and it's so like you take the high road and everything in life, and don't let anyone drag you down to their level, and always like lead with kindness and lead with love. And I think you can teach a lot of stuff with that. Like I can't wait till eventually when Hugo's old enough to watch Ted Lasso with him, because I just think it has beautiful messaging, and it's just such a great show. So
Yep.
yeah, that would be to give it 3, I guess. That would be what I'd have.
No, that's good. Right. Well, that's the end. One more question for you. So, Australian climate, one item of clothing. What are you choosing?
One item of clothing. Jeez, it's tough. And is it like I'm only wearing that item of clothing?
Summer, winter, spring, autumn, mate.
But like, am I naked without it?
Yep. How indecent do you want to get with your exposure?
Wow, that's such a tough question.
Because you sort of go, shorts.
A pair of running shorts
Yep.
with liners on the inside so they stop me from getting chafe.
Yep.
Mind you, if you're wearing only one pair of boardies forever, you probably rubbed all the hair off the inside of your legs anyway. Yeah, I'd say that. I'd say a pair of running shorts with liners on the inside.
Yep. Nice.
To be practical.
Righto. Well, that is Lachlan's Town Files. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed it, and there's plenty more to come from us.
Very good. See ya.
See you guys. Cheers.
Bye.